Round 10 of season 5, we head to the British Grand Prix around Silverstone, and we start as always. It's been a minute since I've gotten to play this game due to one factor or another. I'm excited though. We have some development points that we're not even going to think about this at all. We're just going to keep throwing it into pace because I think that's what we need more than anything. As always, check our staff. It looks like we do have one. We'll throw that into, actually we'll throw it into DRS Delta. Gotta go in a straight line, nice and quick. A difficult race. It was a difficult race. You're not wrong. It was a less good a good outing by the squad. But we do have a new front wing coming in. We can make 4 of those. Silverstone's in 11 days. Oh, not 5. If we rush it, we'll have it done in plenty of time. Go ahead, get that going. What do we have now? What do we have going? We have a new underfloor going. We have a front wing and rear wings being made, both of which will be able to go on for Silverstone. A-okay by me. And an underfloor that will be able to start manufacturing, but it'll be ready for Austria next, I believe. So we'll leave that alone. Do we have any ATU hours? We do not, but the new one starts in 7 days, so we are entirely just chilling and waiting for that. All right, let's continue. Don't have a whole lot of money, so there's a lot of things going on here. There's the underfloor. Perfect. The car part test center is in poor condition. It costs $9 million refurb. We literally don't have the money for that. And we need the money that we do have for this. We have 12 days until Austria, or 26 days until France. We could just do this and leave it for France. What was 12 days? I don't think it's gonna happen. So we're gonna do normal, and then we'll have it all for France. Easy does it. Race simulator refurb is complete. Our new ATR period starts. So let's go ahead. We're gonna design. We just did front wing, rear wing, and underfloor. So this time we're going to be doing chassis, side pods, and suspension. Everything looking good on our parts. Try and split this up as evenly as possible. 1.4, 1.4, 1.4. And then 2018, 18, that sounds fine as well. That 5 engineers, intense, 350k out the door for that. And then we're going to come straight back in side pods once again. 1.4. This will be 18. Just bump everything. Alright, never mind. Never mind. What does engine cooling really do here? Airflows, radiator, fixed side pods, and transfers heat away from the engine. Focusing here means the car's reducing the car's overall aerodynamic performance in favor of better engine cooling. I see. I think we're just gonna go straight down the middle for that one. I think our engine cooling it's fine enough. Now for this one, we do know that our brake cooling always needs bumping. Apparently our drag reduction is apparently trash. If we just literally just do that. As long as the values are getting bigger, I think we're a-okay with that. We're kind of coming down to the point where we're not super worried. We will continue. Team hub refurb, good to go. Rear wing manufacturing complete. We'll make sure to put all of those on right before we go to the race again, just to see if there's anything else that comes up. We'll do our race prep. Yep, 2 into Q2, 2 in the top 3 for sure. I hate promising fastest lap. We're gonna go 2 in the top 6 5 times in a row. Seems to be a good one for us. Okay, race prep done. Let's make sure we have all of the newest things. should be absolutely flying. Oh, right. That's not going to be done. That we're good. All right. Without further ado, the British Grand Prix 2026 race weekend is upon us. All right, we're going to hop on board here with young Lando. Trying to set a pole position. Getting a bit of a tow from young Pierre. Fresh set of tires for both Haas drivers. We're going to see if young Lando can put it on pole. He gets a purple first sector, taking it from Pierre. This might be a situation in which we see Pierre briefly top the timetable as everyone else is coming home to finish. Everyone else has finished their laps. It will be at minimum a Haas 2-3. And by the looks of it, it looks like it could be even more. Oh, it is a one purple section each. It's all going to come down to this final sector. Who is going to put it on pole position? It looks like it's going to be one of them. Pierre comes up, crosses the line. He briefly takes it. Young Lando does not by 2 thousandths of a second. Young Lando is not able to usurp Pierre Gasly from the top. It is another Haas front row lockout, but my goodness, that is tight. Oh my. 2 thousandths of a second separate pole position from P2. All right, one stop for each. Pretty simple stuff, really. Let's do it. British Grand Prix right now.
A somewhat overcast day for the drivers who've now taken position on the grid. There we have Pierre Gasly. P1 today. Let's see if they can take advantage of that
Easy.
position. Norris there, further down the grid. A second place start for them today. They're in with a real chance. The race start is mere seconds away. Anticipation is high, and the drivers are ready for this. The British Grand Prix. And it's lights out,
And away we go. Here we go. Into turn one, young Lando takes the lead. Oh, they're gone side by side already. So much more than I would want them to. This is what we wanted to see when we signed young Lando to the squad. We want to see two drivers fairly evenly matched, fighting it out in the same machinery at the front of the grid, and that is what we had as they've gone side by side almost this entire first lap. Who's going to be the first to blink? Honestly, we could probably bump them back down on ERS as they're both fairly low-ish. Alrighty, it looks like Lando has settled into the lead a little bit, but Pierre once again sticking the nose in there. As at the end of lap one, Lando Norris takes the lead. Going into the rest of this, I'm excited, to say the least. This is going to be a lot of fun. Boom, tire check, rest of the grid. A lot of mediums, some hards down there towards the bottom of the grid. Let's take a look. I didn't really look at the results of qualifying here very much. Kevin Max in it there in P6, fun to see. Carlos down there in P8, Ocon into P9 to British's delights. Doing in P10, love to see that, outperforming young Yuki down there who's in P14. Both Aston Martins occupying the final spots on the grid as of right now. Not too surprising. Aston Martin has not had the best of years ever since they picked up Van Dorn to their starting lineup. It looks like Lando is getting the benefit of some clean air here as Pierre is defending from Max Verstappen a little bit. But with DRS opening up as of this lap, we may see some swappages happening very soon, as once again our drivers are going side by side 3 laps in. Pierre briefly takes the lead. Lando's gonna have the inside line back onto the start finish straights. Well, the fastest lap is just getting thrown down the order, as apparently everyone is now settled in. Ocon ends up with it down there in P9, the end of that front group, it looks like. Doing dangerously close to losing out to DRS. Pierre takes the lead from Lando, able to defend against Max Verstappen, and we continue on. Again, lap 5, still a Haas front row. It looks like they're going side by side more often than not at this point. Honestly, the whole rest of the field has kind of done a pretty good job of staying fairly grouped up. The biggest exception is Yuki Tsunoda, who's the train driver down there in P14. But it looks like we have the pace against the rest of the field, to say the least, as these two are just going to continue going side by side, it seems, without any real cause for concern so far. Let's see, when will we find out if teams are doing the 2 stops? So somewhere between lap 15 and 21, we'll find out if anyone on the mediums currently is doing a 2 stop. Obviously, we have the 1 stop going on both ways. Oh, Max making a lunge for the lead.
Red Bull gained a place.
Very briefly, as Pierre gets that inside line and bops back up into P2 here. Not been the most exciting thing that happened so far.
A run wide.
Schumacher, Mick, if you're trying to put a what's it called? An audition to come back, that's not how you really want to start, my guy. There we go. I'm centered again. Woo! Not too shabby. About 10 laps in, not a whole lot has really happened, except that there is now a large gap between the top 12 and the entire rest of the grid, it seems. If we just bump this down, what happens? Let's see what happens. As once again, they're just continuing to go side by side, giving us all anxiety just a little bit. Every time Max tries to get by. Oh, he's making it try to go all the way around the outside. 3 wide. Oh, he's gonna be in the least. Oh, Norris backs out. That's not what we want to see, my guy. Verstappen leads. As we do know, Max has great pace in this. Nothing to worry about too much here. I mean, we're kind of just leading the train at this point. Gasly making a move back, and Max gonna have the inside line down the old pit straight. Retakes the lead. Lando down there in P3.
Haas with an overtake.
That bottom group is really falling off. You can have 8 seconds off of Mick. What is that to the lead? Already 13 seconds off the lead here. Not really what you want to see if you're that bottom group trying to make something happen here. The top group has done a very good job of sticking together. Very interesting to see. Pierre should make it past Max here. He does. Back into the lead once again. All right, we are coming into the first opportunity to see who of this front group is doing a 2-stop and who is on the 1-stop, as it's been pretty much just a log jam from the go here. Van Dorn boxes. Looks like we'll probably start to see some other people boxing here. Although, if I was on a 2-stop at this point, I would definitely be switching to a 1-stop, because there's really not a good gap to pit into. There's a gap in between, but I don't think there's not a big enough gap to get your pit stop done, so you'd be coming out behind, and at that point you're having to make your way through a very long DRS train. So I think choosing the 1-stop here, playing the track position game, is definitely the way we want to go. Gasly and Verstappen still going side by side. Pierre should have the advantage going on the inside, but it looks like that straight line speed is pretty good. I think we can bump them both back up into push fuel, see if we can reestablish ourselves here. Although we did just let Bottas just slide in there instead of defending, which is lovely to see. So now Norris drops and loses a spot because he does not defend from the Mercedes. Very disappointing. Young Lando, very disappointing. But it looks like most of the field is on a one stop, unless they're all just waiting to box like right now, because it said it was what, 15 to 21. So unless, I guess it's coming up in the next few laps, but as of right now it looks like the overcut or undercut may have to be the move here. We are kind of creating a little bit of separation again. Oh, here they come. Oh, Bottas and Pierre all in. Looks like both Red Bulls. We'll find out at obviously the end of this next lap who is on the two stop of this group, but I don't see the two stop being the play. I don't see it being the play here. I just don't see it working out like that with how closely everyone's been able to follow each other so far. I don't see it panning out that well. Let's see, anybody else in? Oh, Verstappen in. Verstappen on the two stop. I think we have the advantage over Max Verstappen today. Leclerc, unless he boxes next lap, it looks like he's also on the one stop. Probably the smart move by Red Bull, splitting those strategies up. For us, I think playing track position is going to be the right move. As soon as we get back in a 1-2, it's just going side by side again continually, apparently. Although with the, oh, he moves over to defend at the last moment. Love it. Lock on boxes.
Look at that. They've run wide.
Leclerc running wide.
Watch this.
Leclerc. Oof,
And
Red Bull
they
in
go
the
wide,
mud,
very wide.
letting Kevin Magnussen into a podium spot right now. Very interesting. Oh, yellow flag. Who done it? Van Dorn, maybe?
Sounds like we've had a spin.
Oh,
Let's
Perez
have a look.
spinning.
So let's look at this. There's Sergio Perez.
Oof.
They spun the car. What a disaster.
What a disaster. Oh, that's a pain for
And the team had
Perez.
such high hopes.
He was actually doing pretty well up until that. Continue on. A couple more laps until we start thinking about boxing. Let's see, I think at the beginning of the next lap, we'll try and box the lap before the optimal and then the optimal lap. Basically, whoever's going to be in position to benefit the most coming out. Okay, it looks like, yeah, we'll set it up. We'll set it up as soon as they hit the oh, we'll see. We'll just speed it up until we get to here. Anybody making a move on the other? Okay, who's on the inside? Lando? Okay, Lando. You box. Pierre. Oh, nope, not that. You box, but next lap. Okay, Pierre, let's put in a good in lap. Full attack. Lando comes out in P4. Let's go. We come out ahead of Leclerc. Love to see it. Okay. Harvest briefly.
That's a new race position for
Norris
Haas.
overtakes Bottas. Perfect. Pierre comes in for his stop. It's a very long pit stop, so hopefully we don't lose too many positions here. He's in his box, out of his box. Where are we going to come out? In. Oh no. P5 behind Leclerc. Woof. Okay. And we're off. Verstappen is stopping again. We do know that, so we just need to keep pushing. Honestly, keep pushing fuel. Both of you keep pushing fuel. We have plenty of fuel to burn here. Gasly overtaking Leclerc. Actually, we have a 2x2 coming in. Woo! What a line.
Haas with an overtake.
We are still
there.
trying to get by Leclerc here. All this fighting is slowing us down tremendously, even though we did run a faster lap than Verstappen last time, but I don't think that'll be the case this time. Very fascinating time to be here. Yellow flag, sector 3. All right, Lando's actually put a... Oh, Perez, not like this, Perez. All right, we have seen the separation between the front group and the middle group and the back end. Perez down there in 13th, a whopping 20 seconds off the leader. All right, if they're doing the... We'll go back and check. They're doing the two stop between 34 and 40 is where we expect them to come out. Honestly, we can speed this up a little bit. Keep an eye on things, but I don't think it's going to be too I don't think it's going to be too crazy. Of course, we've already pulled down the gap to Verstappen by... Oh? I mean, is it enough for, like... Ricardo! Daniel?
We've just had a crash.
Yeah,
on the track.
Daniel.
Let's take a closer look. Daniel Ricciardo involved here.
Locking up. Spinning. Spinning. Oh,
A nasty
huge
crash there.
spin. Beautiful. We've even started to break away from signs as well. This is lovely. All right, we've entered the next like sort of window for the two stoppers. So realistically, we should be expecting Verstappen to box anytime in the next few laps. Stroll spinning.
Haas with an overtake.
If Lando is able to hey, new fastest lap, Pierre, let's go. We've gone into DRS range. I think Verstappen's race is pretty much over. He might end up boxing kind of into traffic behind once he does. But with both of our cars having DRS and Bottas dropping out, actually. Oh yeah, he's also on the two stop. And Leclerc is not. Yes, Leclerc is not. So we're really battling Leclerc here for the win. Not really battling Max, although if we can get around him here, that would be absolutely lovely. Woo! Lando Okay, Max is in. It looks like the next round of 2 stoppers are going to be coming into this lap and the next.
Haas with an overtake there.
How far does Verstappen fall here? Is the real question. Not far enough, as a lot of other people are boxing, so he's going to come back out in P7. So there is that, unfortunately. He's going to stay in the points. Giovinazzi locking up. If that back group could have been just a little closer, it would have been lovely. All right. I mean, pretty much from here. I mean, Leclerc is behind. We can bump the fuel back down, not run up against the limit too much if we can help it. The next round of stoppers, choosing the late stop. Maybe going to softs, maybe. Like softs are the only thing that makes sense at this point. Softs, and if I had to imagine, softs. We have 3 soft runs. I'm kind of interested. Ooh, Danielle. I'm kind of interested to see their lap times compared to ours. Just out of pure curiosity. I'll say we can go and speed this up a little bit. Leclerc is going to get back into DRS with us, but that's honestly perfectly fine. It's all going to come down to those last couple of laps anyway. 128.5, a 128.4, and a 150. I want to see what they are this lap. I'm looking at the soft runners down there in the bottom. All right, they're not running even that much faster than us, if we're being entirely honest. They're running a little faster. They're running like a half second, but when you're that far behind, it kind of is what it is. But honestly, we can kind of speed this up. Verstappen's up into P5, but has a 5-second gap to make up in 7 laps. These guys are kind of just going back and forth. We'll jump back in at around lap 50, as I think at that point will probably be the most pertinent. As at this point, there's not a whole lot that's really going on. We'll wait till lap 51, because at this point, I think we're fine. All right, we are coming up to it. We currently hold a 1-2, Pierre leading Lando. Of course, as we've seen, that order can change almost any time. Tire check compared to Leclerc, they are all pretty much exactly the same. Looks like Pierre is the worst one on his tires. Verstappen is now up into P4, so a good recovery from the Dutchman, but at the same time, too little too late. It's kind of what I was saying when talking about the 2-stop. It's like track position was just too good, and even though he didn't get held up that much, it's going to be as we're going to come across and we'll start the final lap of the race. We are in full push mode, defending from Leclerc, and we'll see who wants it the most coming down the stretch here. Who's got the ERS? Who's got the will to win? Lando pulls out not enough of a run. Gonna try and go side by side with Pierre's gonna have that inside racing line. Pierre does run out of ERS though. Lando's gonna have a little bit left. Of course, they will each gain a little bit. They're gonna go side by side, almost side by side through Haas. Not exactly what you want to see. There's not a whole lot of braking zones in between here and the finish. It might be Lando with the final DRS zone as they come through the final long chicane, rounding the final quarter. Lando Norris wins the British Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly comes home to finish P2. Congrats, Lando, winning his home Grand Prix here at Silverstone.
You can't say they didn't earn it. They put in an amazing performance today.
100% earned that one. Great drive today, Lando. Great drive. A great battle all the way down the stretch. What a day. Red Bull ended up going 3-4. Kevin Magnussen down there in P5. Jack Doohan comes across the finish in the points. Jack Doohan in the points in England. We love to see that, actually. British, super happy. Ocon finishing just outside the points, fighting with Zhou there. But it's the young Brit Lando Norris who comes across and finishes in first on the top step here in Great Britain. What a race from the young lad. We'll finish this up here. We'll move on to the podium celebration.
Lando
Love
Norris
to
could be
see
proud.
it. Lando.
What a fantastic being deserved.
Sir. A double Haas podium. Love to see it. Charles up there in P3. And obviously the winning constructor. That's us, baby.
And after such a fabulous drive here today, it's no surprise to see this man land on the podium.
Congrats, Lando. Congrats as well, Pierre. A lovely, lovely race out there.
To say it was a solid drive from all three of them up there.
For sure. Definitely a solid drive from all of them. Pierre starts on pole, can't convert. Lando Norris comes home to win the British Grand Prix, extending his lead to 15 points as Pierre jumps Max Verstappen to reclaim P2 in the drivers. Lando sitting on a very nice amount of points as we continue to pull away in the drivers as well as the constructors, as we darn near am doubling up Red Bull already. I feel the constructors is all but locked up, but all eyes are going to be on the drivers championship this season anyway. What a day. What a day. 1.1 million out, but 5.5 million in. $4.4 million coming into Haas. We have some expenses coming up, so it's good to see. And on to another fantastic round of this 2026 F1 season.